Mics are live.
Ooh, you are loud.
I'm trying to find us. I want to see.
There you are.
You can see me?
Hey, look, Logan Roberts. He's a Marine.
Yeah.
Holy cow. My
what are you
first
on?
NCO that I
that
had in the
one.
Army.
Yeah. WSIC.
That's his son.
Yes, I can talk
He
into the
was
microphone.
born.
That dude is, he is squared away right
He's
there.
strack.
Yes, sir.
Are we live on the internet?
We
We
are.
are.
Everyone on the interwebs can see us
We have
currently.
4 people. Probably me.
It's the 4 of us.
Probably is.
Oh, my.
I think someone needs to turn the volume on their phone down.
I've turned it. It does that every time I go to Facebook. I've got all the volumes turned down, but then Facebook volume is up. Why is that?
You have to go in your settings. I can show you how to do that afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, is that true? Oh.
Yeah, you can have it to where it doesn't autoplay.
Okay.
And then that way you can look at.
You know, this is the only place I drink energy drinks. I just discovered energy drinks about, was it like 4 weeks ago or something?
That show was brought to us by C4 Energy Drinks.
It was not.
Causes bladder cancer.
Please don't say that.
Congratulations.
Well, there goes the idea of them being.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Purple Heart Homes presents Putting the Pieces Back Together, a forum for veterans and the community to connect. Here are your hosts, veterans John Gallina and Brad Borders.
Well, it's Thursday, and you know what that means? It's time for putting the pieces back together. This show is presented to you by C4.
It is not.
Oh, okay. All right.
However, if you work for C4 and you're listening to this broadcast.
And you want to sponsor a great radio program that tackles all of the tough issues of the day, this is your show.
I think they should. I mean, we should really make a formal, what do you call that?
I
Where
think you just
reach out
did
to
it.
them?
That was a formal request.
Formal
where you just
request,
said,
was it? That was
"Hey,
the formal
You can
request.
sponsor this show. This is formal. So,
so.
It's great to be with you. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood around where we live. And if you're listening far and wide, I hope your day is beautiful there. Devin, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. I am a little pumped up, as you might imagine.
Well, Devin's always pumped up, and what we try to do is we keep him locked up in a closet, and then we release him at the time for the radio show and fill him full of C4 energy drink, which has this chemical in it called beta-alanine that makes your skin crawl and also gives you copious amounts of energy.
It does not
And
make my
my-
skin crawl.
And
I
our
don't know.
guest is over there going,
now
ooh,
she
my
knows.
skin is crawling.
Oh,
Is that what it is?
Is that what that is? It's called beta-alanine. It's actually really good for you and taken in moderation, but C4 doesn't have it in moderation. So,
Well, I think that's to hype you up there.
that it is.
Yeah.
That it is. So, hey, if you're new to the show, Putting the Pieces Back Together is a show presented by Purple Heart Homes. You can find out more about us at phhusa.org. We help veterans with housing issues all across this fine land of ours, to include places like Alaska and Puerto Rico,
And Mississippi.
and Mississippi, and out there in Maine.
Out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Devin's favorite word to say is out there.
I
And,
I had a veteran call the other day from Oregon.
out there,
Out there in Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it'd be
pretty
up
far
there.
out.
Up there.
up and out.
Up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay,
Anyways,
awesome. So we help veterans all over the country solve housing issues. You're living in your house and your roof is leaking and you can't afford to put a new roof on it. You served our country. People put in applications with us and we help them make sure their homes are safe and dry and warm for them and their families, to give them the life that they deserve. And so we're really proud to be able to be a part of that mission. And this radio show is a place where we talk about stuff like that.
Absolutely. And even if you aren't a veteran, but you want to help those who did serve, we couldn't run this wonderful program that we have without our sponsors and supporters and grant partners. And if you are one of those individuals, thank you. And if you're not, you can be by going to that website Brad mentioned, phhusa.org.
There's like a little donate button on there, and you can do
Yeah,
that.
it's
And
big
you know,
and
the one
red.
thing that
That's-
people can do, people think, wow, what can I do that'll make a difference, right? I know it feels like the problem is so big when a bathroom remodel is $20,000 or a tiny home costs $50,000. But many hands make little work.
That's absolutely true.
And so we have a thing called the Hearts of Honor Club. For as little as $25 a month, you can jump in on that, and you can help fund these things. help us keep our operation going. You, in conjunction with a whole lot of other people, many hands making light work. And it does build in some predictability for us. So check that out on the website. It's called the Hearts of Honor Club. You're part of an exclusive club.
Exclusive.
You get exclusive content.
Exclusive content.
Yes. Is this the part of the show where you just repeat things I say?
Things that Brad says.
It's a great segment. It's a great segment. Well, let me pause that and allow us to introduce our guest today, who's someone that is very familiar to us. I mean, we see her daily.
We do. Yeah.
She's quite a good human
she's
being.
been here
And she
before.
is more enthusiastic than I am.
Man, yes. Okay. Going to that. I'm not
She's
sure.
making a face right now.
Yeah,
but,
she is making a face. It is Leah Gutierrez.
There you go.
Wow, I
At
said it
least
right.
you can roll your R's better than
Huh?
I can.
Gutierrez.
I cannot
Yeah,
roll
she
my R's.
practiced saying her last name when she for about a month before you got married. Like, I just heard she'd be going down the hallway and you could hear her saying Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. And she's a newlywed. She's a newlywed, and we want to get into that because that's an interesting story, especially your costume for your wedding. But we're also joined today by our guest, another guest, or a coworker.
I think he's actually
coming here
being
for-
sent in to spy on us and make sure we're
Okay,
we're,
for familiarization
yes.
purposes, his name is Len Bagwell.
It's a
Everybody
spy.
say hey to Len, and the crowd went wild.
Hello, Lynn. Woo,
Say
yay.
hey to everybody, Len.
Glad to be here.
Len, one of our newest employees at Purple Heart Homes, been with us about a month. Came to us from a little organization called K-Love, small company.
wait,
They don't have any stations.
Regional station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many stations does K-Love have?
Over 500.
Yeah,
now.
500
Wow.
stations. So Len had quite a lengthy career there and did some great work at a faith-based radio network, which is really cool. And so I ordered him to be on the show today.
Yeah. Much to my objections. I'm
Yeah,
trying
why were you objecting to Len being on the show? You don't like him?
Trying not to be replaced.
Oh.
He is
Let's
observant.
go ahead and say this right now. I want the whole world to hear this right now. You are irreplaceable.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Hey, well, y'all welcome to the show. It's good to have both of you here. And
Glad to be here.
Leah has a really cool job at Purple Heart Home. She is intimately involved with the manufacturing process for the tiny homes that we produce. And we're going to talk to her about what she does at Purple Heart Home. But she's got a really cool story, too, because not only is she serving veterans now, but she is a veteran, served more than a day.
Yeah. Two.
Yeah, more than 2 days.
Absolutely.
In the United States Army, and so we're really glad to have you here. And thanks for being with us today. Is anybody you want to shout out to while you're on the radio? Everybody wants to shout out to somebody.
I'm just going to apologize to my husband for drinking this.
Right. Because you're gonna be
That's
He's like, she got home from the radio station and I didn't know what to do with her. She was just cleaning everything. Yeah,
lot
she
of
mowed the
projects.
lawn with scissors.
Heck, he might be asking us to give you more. To do all those things.
See, you find that funny. When I had troops that were late to drill or late to work, I would literally give them scissors and have them go trim the hedges out front.
Nice. That is
That is
fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, how about
So
you
cool.
get
That's
to
called
work on this?
hazing.
It's not. It was using what equipment we had to do the mission that was needed.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Hey,
Adapt and overcome.
So speaking of, yeah, for sure. Speaking of hard task, you
It's
remember
called branding.
Our friend AJ Klum? Everybody knows him as Gomer around town. His son Drew graduated from the U.S. Army Special Forces qualification course today and got to don for the first time the Green Beret and got his Special Forces tab today.
Oh,
and we
wow.
are super proud of
Very cool.
young Drew Klum. Great job. He's going to be staying in North Carolina. He's going to be working at Fort Liberty now, formerly Fort Bragg.
Fort Liberty.
And we are excited for that young man. It took him 2 years to get to this day. So he's
Yeah.
been in the Army for 2 years. He's been in school the entire time. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. I'm guessing that's probably more than the 4-year contract there.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
training
more than
for
a
2
4-year contract.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, we're really proud of Drew. So, Drew, if you're listening, congratulations, buddy. Great job. That is a significant accomplishment in life.
It really is. Wow,
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
hey, we're coming up on a break. We're going to hear from these fine sponsors that keep us on the air. C4 not included yet.
They are not
but they're
yet.
coming.
Yet.
And when we come back, you're going to hear more from retired Army person, Leah Gutierrez. You like the way I
You
said
just like the way you say it.
I do.
I do.
And we're gonna hear about her journey into the military. She's gonna tell us a little bit about her family, I'm sure, but she's gonna tell us also what she does at Purple Heart Homes every day for veterans. And so you're gonna want to stick around for that. We'll be right back. You're listening to Putting Pieces Back Together.
There's more Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
After break 2,
After break 2.
at the bottom of the hour. What?
Our mics are
Our
hot.
mics
Oh,
are
mics
hot.
are hot.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
what's
After
up,
break
hot
2. That sounds good.
Okay. Hey, we're up to 6 listeners, viewers on Facebook. So, and 6 of them are in here.
Thank you, Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Shout out to Momo.
Momo from
Shout out to
Momo.
Mama.
I don't even think my mother's watching today,
Mine
man.
isn't.
This is
Yeah. So while we're not on the air, while we're on the Facebooks, I want to. So if you heard of a podcast called Chickpea and Booger,
Oh gosh.
would you listen to it? Would you
Well,
listen to it?
I would.
Chickpea and Booger.
Yep.
Okay.
I would
just
listen
doing some,
to it because the potential podcast has asked me to be their first guest.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. What if you heard this? Chickpea and Booger, tall tales from small town.
It's
What have
all
you heard
about
that?
it's all about the stories and places in small town North Carolina, all across the Piedmont, from Cherville.
Cherville. Iron Man.
See that's how you know he's a native
Turtle.
right there. He
That's
said
right.
Cherville. He didn't
Cherville.
say
He is a
Cherryville.
native. Yeah, Cherryville. Yeah.
Cherryville and Bessemer City.
Yeah, that's Mercy City.
You ain't from around here, are you?
Boulder City.
Yeah, Boulder City.
My last name was Beesmer, Bees, but people always pronounced it
I bet you they
Bessemer.
always said
Bessemer.
Bessemer.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, there's
Bessemer
two
City.
E's.
It's
went from
bees.
you went from Beesmer to Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. Ooh, you say
I was.
that good.
I
You
need to
say that
record
really
y'all.
good.
Say, can you do my voicemail?
That was very
Gutierrez.
Latin. Gutierrez.
I say
Gutierrez.
Gutierrez.
That would be awesome. So if we had a show, if there was a show called Chickpea and Booger, Tall Tales from Small Towns, there would be a story on there about Keenard Sneed.
Ooh.
So people from Statesville know about this. There was a legendary character, very eccentric guy that lived in Statesville back in the 50s and 60s named Keenard
Goodness,
Sneed.
I
Earlier
never
than
heard
that.
of this feller.
Huh?
Probably earlier than that.
Earlier than that. And so when I grew up, my grandfather was all, like if you were misbehaving, they would always say, if you don't quit that, you're going to end up like Keenard Sneed.
Is he still with us?
No, he is not.
He is not.
He used to sleep on park benches in town, and was just a very odd gentleman. I'm sure Steve Hill down at the Statesville Historical
Oh
Society
yeah, I know that fella.
has a plethora
does.
of Keenard Sneed stories. And we would want to have, if we had a podcast called Chickpea and Booger, we would want to have Keenard,
do it.
Steve Hill on there.
You definitely would. That guy knows.
We could have hours of
It's Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together
no.
with your hosts, Brad Borders and me, Devil Dog Devin. Brad didn't know his mic was live.
I didn't know. I didn't have my earphones on my ears, and I was just telling stories.
Yeah, he was just like, yeah, I'm just going to keep talking, having this conversation.
I didn't know what was happening.
That's okay. But we're coming back. We've got a wonderful guest, Leah Gutierrez.
Ooh, that was good too.
Yeah. I've practiced.
Yeah, I can tell.
I think we should all go around and say her name.
Everybody at once.
I think my bet is the person that says it the worst is Leah.
All right. Well, Leah, hey, thanks for being here, and we're really excited that you're joining us. And hey, tell us a little bit how in the world did a young lady like yourself go? I think I want to serve a really long time in the Army. How did that all transpire?
Honestly, I had no clue I was going to join the military. I grew up as an Air Force brat. My dad did 20 years in the Air Force. And so he retired in 93. 92, 93, and then we moved from Texas to North Carolina. My mom's from here. My mom grew up in the Iredell, Rowan County area. And it wasn't until my senior year a recruiter came and talked to us, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to do this. Because he talked about all the benefits.
Yeah.
And with my dad retiring, I didn't want my parents to pay for my college. So I was like, oh, this would be a great opportunity. And then plus, my dad being Air Force, I wanted to go in the Army because I want to be tougher than him.
That's right. That's right. You still remind him of that?
Yes, I do.
On a daily basis.
A
On a
little
daily
jab
basis,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell him that,
Yeah, he's
roughing it, 4-star hotel was roughing it.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
But, and I laugh at that because it wasn't until my first deployment overseas when I saw how the Air Force lived, and I went, dadgummit, I should have
You
joined
should've joined the Air
the
I think
Air
every Army person has said that. I went down to MacDill Air Force Base one time, and I thought I was at the Hilton, and it was just like a regular place to stay.
Yep, but my dad had to sign my papers because I was like 1 month shy of turning 18.
Yeah.
And so I joined and graduated in June of 96 and left in August of 96. And
What was your military operational
so my
specialty?
first one was 88 Hotel, was cargo specialist. So I was at Fort Eustis learning how to operate the haggling crane, the big crane that's at the docks,
That's awesome.
taking the trucks off
Yeah,
the ships and putting them on the dock.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it was actually really cool.
that is cool.
I did that for a few years, and then I went and became logistics, and then my final MOS was MP.
Yeah.
But I did not know that I was going to do this for a career. I mean, the whole experience just seemed natural.
Yeah.
Like I understand, like, it's all in what you make of it.
Yeah.
But the whole experience was just a natural flow for me. Like I did not have any trouble with the work. I didn't have any trouble like going away. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just part of. I mean, there were so many times where I'd call my mom and say, "Hey, I'm leaving for the weekend," and she's like, "All right, bring your dog over." And so I'd
Yeah.
come home, pack my bags, and
Right.
drop my dog off and head out of town. So
How many deployments did you have?
I had one. The first one was Operation Noble Eagle
Oh, yeah.
when it really first kicked off. We were that's when all the active duty went out, and then the National Guard came in to backfill. So we did a year at NSA at Fort Meade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's still called Fort Meade, but
It is.
okay. So we did the gates and helped the NSA personnel at the gates
Got it.
there. And then in 04 to late 03 to about 05, because it was an 18-month deployment, was Iraq. Because at the time you had a 12 months boots on ground.
Right.
So you had all that prep time and then afterwards. So it was like an 18-month tour. And then I came home. It was the
Forever.
longest tour
I
ever.
know. I get it.
And then in 09, 10, I went to Afghanistan.
Okay. All right.
So
So you were AGR?
I was
you-
active guard reserve, yeah.
Yeah. So for those listening, maybe you're unfamiliar. The Army has, active Army, big Army, regular Army, then the reserves, and then the AGR world or the National Guard. And there's a program called AGR where
So-
you're in the Guard or reserves, but you're active.
So in the 80s, the active duty had positions left over, and so they filtered them down to the reserves and National Guard, so that way their armories were manned
Yeah.
every day,
Yeah.
like
Oh, wow.
24/7. And so that's how that program started.
yeah,
So
and
I
there's an
finished
ab-
active duty and went AGR.
And so when people hear of folks joining the Guard or the reserves, they go, "Oh yeah, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year." That is absolutely not the case.
No.
Not in the last 20 years.
No.
I was a reservist my whole career, and I was gone from home for 10 years. I was gone.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, every day wearing the uniform just like everybody else on active duty, and so things have changed a lot since 9/11 as far as the op tempo, and we're starting to see a little bit of a lull in that, but not really, because the world is still a very precarious place, and there's always things going on. So, and so then you ended up retiring just last year,
December.
December
last
of
year.
23,
Yep.
and you started at Purple Heart Homes in December of 23, pretty much, right?
So my retirement date was 1 December, and then 4 December I started at Purple Heart.
Yeah, that's right. I remember because you were walking in the park. I was like, "Oh, hey, you're a new person."
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you? Yeah.
And looking lost.
Yeah, it's like, you need to know where, this is over here and that's over
It's
there.
a pretty big facility over there. Yeah.
It is when you're not familiar with
Sure.
it. I mean, I parked in the very back of the parking lot and was walking.
Oh my gosh.
Wait.
I parked in one corner. My office is in the other corner.
Yeah, and so I'm going to give everybody a little background on what Leah is working with our manufacturing process, where we are a fully licensed tiny home manufacturer. And that was all genesis. I remember the day. This is 4 or 5 years ago. John Gallina, who is on a secret mission today, comes, he says, "Hey, we're going to start building tiny houses." And I was like, "You're crazy," right? And I've learned long enough, been at Purple Hearts Homes for 7 years, and I've learned long enough, when John has what I think is a crazy idea, for me to not immediately poo-poo that idea because I don't think it's going to work, right?
Yeah.
I've learned this, right? And to as any good leader does, he comes up with some pretty awesome ideas, and I never thought it would work. I really just didn't. I didn't know. I couldn't see it happening, right? And I don't have that capability, but John could, and now here we are. How many we put out now?
So we are in the process of building 19.
Yeah, 19 is going up right now. So, so I just remember the days of us having the plan of the tiny home.
It is still masking tape.
And
is still on our
masking
floor.
tape on the floor. It's still there.
Yeah, parts of it. And I'd like to show people that when they come in. I'm like, this was our floor plan.
That was the floor plan. We didn't have blueprints or anything.
No.
And so a lot of thanks go out to Bronze Star Homes. And then so coming up next week, you want to do this now?
Oh no, I was just writing that down just so we didn't forget about that.
Okay, well, I might as well. The cat's out of the bag now.
Let's talk about it.
So next week on September the 24th, is that Tuesday?
I think that is a Wednesday. We'll check the calendar right now.
So we're going to have
It is a Tuesday. Hey, you were right.
Okay,
I
next
just wanted to
Tuesday.
guess you. It was
And
Tuesday. It was
the
a
time
Tuesday the whole
is
time.
in the afternoon. I think it's at
It
3
is
p.m.
3 p.m. and it's going to be out there at 5th Street Ministries. My
Yep.
favorite word out there.
Mhm.
Public's invited. You want to come out there and be part of the
And what is it?
the ribbon cutting ceremony for four tiny homes
That's correct.
that we have built in partnership with 5th Street Ministries. That those homes are going to be used for transitional housing, and they were done underneath the great stewardship of Leah Gutierrez.
Well, you said it different that time.
Gutierrez.
And again, different. Right?
Hey, it's. We're
It
gonna
sounded
see how.
very Antonio Banderas. It did.
Very Antonio
But when I
Banderas.
heard that, I thought of the cat.
Puss in Boots.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
Wow,
Well
I don't know if
played,
I can pull off a cat suit.
Please don't.
Don't
Please
try.
don't.
For those
Definitely don't pull it off.
for $5,000 donation next week, I'll wear a cat suit. You heard it here, folks.
Catman.
Joe is shaking his head.
For 10,000, he won't.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Oh, man.
So tell us what your actual title is at Purple Heart Homes.
I am the production manager.
That's right, production manager.
So I control the logistics and the operations of the tiny home build. So
Okay.
I manage from start to finish, making sure that we have all the supplies. So I work with various vendors in partnership with vendors to make sure that we have all the supplies that we need to start. And I timestamp the homes from beginning to end and monitor the process.
And
Yeah.
speaking of the vendors and the supplies, my understanding is you got down the cost significantly since you've been there.
So when I started, I don't know the exact cost, but I got it down to about $25K. And now I'm actually to about $15K. Now that's just materials, but
Building
yeah,
materials,
but I got
not
it-
including the labor.
correct. So,
Right.
but I got the materials down to $15K, which is significant because it was almost
That's
like a
huge.
$20,000-$30,000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it was just networking and talking to people and working
Absolutely.
with straight with the vendors.
Did you have a lot of experience with construction and?
I have no experience with construction.
Oh, that's
I
good.
don't even know the difference between a number 6 and a number 8 nail.
Right.
But I do have experience in operations and logistics and procurement. So has played a part in at least getting the materials in.
Is that what attracted you to the role?
So honestly, there was no role.
Yes.
My job did not exist. But once the homes like kind of started picking up, they found a need, and I submitted my resume, and I actually applied for the project manager on the VIP side, the critical home repair side. And when they saw my resume, they were like, we
Yeah.
could use you on
Yeah.
that side. So they created that position,
Yeah.
That's really incredible.
which has been such a great, honor because I'm building it literally from the ground up.
Well,
So.
we really appreciate everything you've done in that program, and we definitely want to hear a little bit more about it. We're coming up on a break right now, and Leah's going to tell us all about how it is to be in the construction world as a woman, and also. You know what? I have no idea. It's going to be a surprise.
I got to tell you about my wedding story.
The wedding story. That's it. Hey, if you want to hear the amazing wedding story, come back after this break.
We'll be back with more of Putting the Pieces Back Together with your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders, after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Do we need to talk about that?
All right.
So, like, legit on the construction,
Yeah.
I go out there with a tape measure because I still don't know.
Oh my gosh.
2x4, is it 10 feet?
So
Is
you know
it 6
the
feet?
difference
Is it...
between a 6 penny and an 8? You said number 6
Well,
nail.
because I look at the box. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Right.
just,
So
so
six penny nail is smaller than an 8
it's
penny
like
nail.
6 pennies high.
Well,
So are you?
I don't
more-
think
you could
that's
say
accurate,
that.
is it?
no, it's not.
That doesn't sound right.
No,
I thought it had to do with weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with weight.
Yeah.
It does.
The weight of 6 pennies.
16 penny nail is a standard framing nail.
You know, Brad, did you have construction experience in your previous life?
I did.
Brad's got experience in life.
I did.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually. Am I still a general contractor? No, we gave up my license.
Someone the other day was like, I was just talking to him on the phone, and they heard your voice in the background, and they said, "Tell him I seen that development that his daddy built, and I thought about him." I was like, "He's
Yeah,
gone now."
We, did
But
we built a lot of houses, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up on job sites.
Do you do a lot of the? I'm not back on that end of the building very much, but do you do actual construction, or are you more of like logistics and like planning?
Logistics
You're
and planning.
Yeah.
Because we do have a technical construction manager, Val, and
Yeah,
who
Val.
is phenomenal and is so knowledgeable in that field. But she's the one that actually monitors the construction. So we work side by side. So she monitors the construction side, and I just make sure that she has what she needs
Yeah.
to.
And
do
how
the
many
work.
how many homes are being worked on right now?
Right now, so we got 3 that are in the finishing stage. We have 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and getting ready to start 5 in the building right now. So we're hoping to have where we can have like 6 kind of simultaneous, but we're moving towards a production where it moves up.
Yeah.
Because before we were building in place.
Yeah, you're almost like an assembly line, right?
We are right now, yeah.
So I think
And
we
this
want
is
to
the
talk a little
first
bit more
time.
about this live on the air
Yeah.
and less in the break. The break's
okay.
the fun time.
This is fun. She's
Oh,
very
it
But,
is.
but the thing is though, like the guys, like they'll say, hey,
Content manager now?
Yeah.
Managing the content.
so the guys, they'll ask for something, and I'm like, just send me a picture of what you want. So like I get Home Depot and Lowe's like pictures all the time. I'm like, okay, because I have no idea what they're wanting.
Gosh.
I'm like, just send me a picture of what you want. Get screenshots all the time. I'm like, okay, I'll order that. So yeah,
And you've been here with us how long?
8 months, 9 months,
Yeah.
Coming up
Yeah.
on a year.
9 months.
Yeah, coming up on a year.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been
But I'll
good.
tell you what we've done in 9 months. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
what's-
This I think this whole organization is just in a lot of growth right now.
oh,
Yeah.
Getting ready. We've got some really good people in really good positions that I think are going to take us
I agree.
to the next level.
I agree. Next level.
Yep. We're taking just not like we're not taking mediocrity to the next level.
That's right.
That's what Chickpea and Booger
Taking
does.
mediocrity. Is that like your tagline
Yep,
there?
mediocrity.
Striving for mediocrity.
Striving
no,
for.
we're taking mediocrity to the next level.
Oh wow! Wow.
We're taking mediocrity right to the middle.
Yep. Are you tired of mediocrity?
No.
Get used to it.
Too bad.
Hang around for this show. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I was bought in on this, but
Have you-
I was looking for something a little less mediocre.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, there's the mantra of overcome and adapt, which
Yeah. That's right.
you know is die hard, live true kind of thing. But there's also, you know, just keep it the way it is, or
Embrace the suck.
embrace
Just
the
get by.
One of the things we're going to do on Chickpea and Booger, we can talk about this in the next break too, is a segment we're just going to call it. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop
Just
it.
stop
I
it.
want to be part of this.
We're going to start with our first one. We thought about starting with Patrick Mahomes' hair.
Yeah, just
Just stop.
Hey, today's
Just
segment
stop
of
with that
Just
hair.
Stop It on Chickpea
Just-
and Booger is Patrick Mahomes' hair. Hey man,
Just stop.
just stop it.
yeah, just stop.
What's up with that? Just stop it.
Do something different.
This is not currently a real podcast, but it
No,
might be.
it's
But
a
it might be.
fictional podcast.
It's a
We're right.
fictional podcast.
Dreams
Might
do
exist
come-
in the very near future.
Dreams do come true.
Speak it into existence. Okay, I think I'm ready to go back. This time.
Putting the pieces back together continues now. Here are your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hey, welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. Hey, go check us out on the interwebs at phhusa.org. You can find out what we're doing and what's going on. We got some events coming up,
We do. We just finished up one as well.
and no one got shot.
No one got
That's a
shot.
good
That was
day.
important.
Always a good time.
We
Yeah.
didn't have any former vice presidents there hunting quail, so you know.
This is true. This is true. We did not. Well played, sir.
Yeah.
The
So
old Dick Cheney reference. Threw that one in there. That was good.
it was the Patriot Clay Shoot Challenge, and it was a fun day for those of you who missed it. Just teams of four that go out there and they're shooting at clays with shotguns, but there's also a judges station. And when we say judge, if you're not familiar, that's not just like somebody standing there going, yeah, that's a pretty good shot.
Right.
No, it's a firearm that fires a shotgun shell. I can't remember what size round.
It's a pistol.
Oh yeah, it's
Leah,
like
do
Shoots
you
a
remember what
410
size
shot-
round that
it
is?
shoots a
410.
410.
410, yeah.
Or
I mean,
shoot a cowboy long 45. Either way.
right. They're also great for home defense.
It's a 5-shooter. It's a wheel gun, a cylinder gun, but it's a 5-shooter, not a 6-shooter. And they are fun.
They are fun.
It goes boom.
It does go boom.
It definitely goes boom. Yeah, it's a little hand
Like they
cannon,
say,
basically.
it's got a little kick to it.
But we raised a lot of money with the Patriots Family Foundation.
Patriot Military Family Foundation. That's
and
right.
we do that every year as a partnership. And
At
so-
Lovely Hyatt Farms, we want to thank them for
Oh my gosh,
hosting that
Beautiful
for us.
location.
It is
and
incredible.
and as far as event staff, I mean, they're just fantastic.
they're
Anytime
great.
we could throw an event there, I think we should do it. I mean, they're wonderful.
I shot down there one year, and I had to
Down
borrow
there?
a gun. Yeah, down there and out there, and I had to borrow a weapon from them, and they gave me this Fiocchi Italian shotgun. Yeah, it's over and under, and that thing it was a sweet piece of machinery. I did really well with it. I went back and took it in. I was like, that is a sweet shooting shotgun. Hey, buddy, what's something like that cost? He's like, oh, that right there is $9,800. I was like, I would not have even handled it had I known it had cost that.
Yeah,
It
It
had
costs
like-
more than my car.
it had birds engraved into the metal on the chamber, so it's crazy.
You know, it was worth like $15K before you went on.
Probably got touched and the value went down. So,
But we did mention some upcoming events as
let's
well.
do it.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm excited about this.
Oh yeah. So Len and I are going to be flying out to Texas,
Duncanville.
Duncanville, for Military Makeover, the 40th edition. And
40th year?
No, it's the 40th season. So every time they complete a new veteran project, they call it a new season. And so we're on our 40th veteran. This one's going to be real special. It's a Vietnam veteran. And
nice.
Oh, that is cool.
so Len and I are going to go down there. We're going to meet with some veterans that Purple Heart Homes has assisted in the past,
It's awesome.
and then be there for
So
reveal.
y'all are going
day.
down for the reveal.
For the reveal. That reveal date is September 29th. However, they are currently working on this house. So if you want to be a part of that, you can volunteer to be on site helping for military
To all
makeover.
our listeners in
To
Duncanville,
all-
Texas.
That's right.
They're just
Man,
clamoring right
There's
now.
probably thousands of them.
Share,
right?
know.
share.
The
Never know.
WSIC website goes near and far, man.
That's
It
right.
does, man. It does. Yeah, local starts here, baby.
That's right.
Yeah. Don't try that at
Oh,
home.
my
That's professional
gosh.
stuff right there.
And there's another big event. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, that's a little thing
we
we
do
do.
it sometimes.
Yeah, October 5th, our fifth version of Take That Hill cycling adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic and going to be held at lovely Southern Distilling.
Yes.
There's going to be a cast of characters there.
There are, and you know, it's a distillery, so
Right.
there's a lot of fun to be had, even if you're
Things
not
are
going to be in a
distilled
cycle.
there.
But for the children's, you know, we're going to
You
have.
got the distillery for the children.
No,
What
no,
you got?
not for the children. No. There's
Oh my God!
for
I didn't
them.
know that.
Yeah, I
What
mean,
happened there?
hey, if you would like your kids to sleep really well, no, please, we are not encouraging that. It's a joke. FCC, if you're listening, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
I was getting ready to kill
kinda-
that.
We almost got killed. Took off there. There's going to be life-size Jenga thing, and
Tic-tac-toe, chess, I think. We got
Yeah,
a bunch of
corn
that.
aren't you
Cornhole.
doing some sort of craft out there,
Yes,
Leah?
I'm helping with the craft.
Leah
Oh,
is
yeah.
in charge of the kids' games. That is
Oh,
super
yeah.
cool because
And
she's
she-
like the fun mom, right?
She,
I mean,
yeah. She's
kids
got
are always
two
playing
boys
games.
herself, and she's used to your crazy kids. You just drop them off with her for the whole day.
It's
Please, please do.
the Gutierrez.
But you can drink, and she's going to watch your kids. It's probably not, but
it's going to be a great day. So you can sign up to participate if you like to ride a bike.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 35, 60, and 80-mile events. Those all start early in the morning, but it goes throughout the day. We have Patty Collins, who's a retired Army colonel, lost her leg in an accident after she got back from Iraq in 2006. But then she went on to qualify for the U.S. Paralympic team and competed in the Rio Olympics in the triathlon, and she still holds the world record in the half Ironman as a para-athlete. She's an amazing person, retired Army colonel, worked at JSOC, and now she is the director of the Bureau of Engraving for the United States of America.
Isn't that
Yeah,
great?
that's pretty
Right,
impressive.
that's a very so the money you have, she's in charge of all of printing all of
Is
that.
she going to be giving out samples?
She, yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
man, I'm
so,
there. I'm
but she's
I'm
gonna be-
going.
She's going to ride in the event and she's going to share her story. So that's going to be really cool. We've got the Soldier Recovery Unit from Fort Bragg is bringing about 8 to 10 adaptive athletes to come ride in it.
Wow, that's amazing.
We got 70 folks signed up. So if you sign up to ride, you get a free pair of Wiley X sunglasses. So that's a big
the
deal.
First 100.
First
that
100.
do that. So
First 100 do that. And so it's going to be a really big day and food trucks
Hey,
and all
there's
kinds
a
of stuff.
great opportunity if you're not even a bicycle rider like myself to be a part of this thing. We could really use some help with some volunteers.
I was just going there. Thank you, Len. That was
Brains connected
awesome.
here.
Yeah,
There you
and you know the best part about being a volunteer at Take That Hill is you get to work directly with the devil dog Devin right here. And
There you
Yeah,
go.
let's see. We'll just, can you bleep that out? Joe's got this going.
yeah,
with the
and
thumbs
now
down.
like everybody who was considering just
Yeah, like,
immediately
oh,
decided.
I
not
got
to.
something to do that day.
But but thank you to Lynn for volunteering to be part of that, and thank y'all that have already signed up. But if you haven't signed up and you want to, you can either go to our website phhusa.org, go to the events page, click on Take That Hill, and there's a little tab at the top that says volunteer, and choose what you want to do. So
We also have the Joe Baker workout of the day. So if
Oh.
you don't ride and you want to do something physically demanding, Joe Baker, a local fitness trainer and dear friend of the show. I've always wanted to say that, dear friend of the show.
and an insane individual when it comes to working out. So
Absolutely.
Brad, what you meant? What do you call that? Emotionally headlocked? Isn't that what you use?
Emotional headlock. Yeah.
Emotionally headlocked me into doing this stair climb this past
We
weekend.
did the 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. We
Glad
climbed
to
up
see you
Statesville High.
gentlemen back to walking normal again.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it
For
was-
about 4 days, none of us could walk because we climbed Statesville High Stadium 43 times.
Joe did this with an extra 60 pounds on his
He
back.
did. He's
Yeah.
not playing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's not
I
playing.
dropped my pack after 5 laps.
Oh, was it 5? I told everybody it was like 19.
Oh, no, it's 5.
Okay,
It was 5
well,
laps.
I gave you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I appreciate that, but no, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna die.
So anyhow, October the 5th, Southern Distilling. Come on out. Come ride your bike. Come be a part of it. Everybody's invited. Just come out and spend the day. There's going to be a Huey helicopter. There's going to be Army vehicles and all kinds of folks. Our friends from Iron Order Motorcycle Club are driving again from riding their
Nice.
bikes up from
Oh, good.
from Granville County, and so we're really excited.
And donkeys.
And donkeys. So,
Yeah, there's little miniature donkeys over there at Southern Distilling.
yeah.
What
So
time
hey,
do they need to be at Southern Distilling?
And libations.
yeah, there'll be some libations
After the ride.
Yeah.
I like it better with a B.
Okay.
After the ride.
It makes those roads on the mountain a lot
That's right.
straighter
Yeah,
if you do
absolutely.
it before,
Yeah,
right?
definitely after the ride if you're so inclined. So, but hey, we're getting ready to head up on our last break of the day. When we come back, we're here with Leah Gutierrez. She's our production manager at Purple Heart Homes. She's going to talk a little more about the tiny homes that we build there. But we're going to hear about her wedding, which was
Ooh.
quite fantastic. What I'm told, there was cool music
Yes.
and costumes for the wedding.
Ooh.
Correct? Yeah. And
I'm excited. I want to hear about
I'm
this.
so excited.
Gutierrez.
Gutierrez. Oh, yes.
They weren't wearing cat costumes, were they?
No, they weren't
Oh,
wearing
no.
cat costumes. So, hey, we're going to go to break. We'll be back here in about 2 minutes. And so we're really glad you stuck around. You're listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.
Keep it right here. Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders will return after these messages on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
No, it must have been Durant.
Oh.
What happened?
Hot mics.
He put it in the
Somebody
comments,
threw the
volunteer.
take that hill thing up in
volunteer.
to
Oh,
Facebook.
the link or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is wonderful.
Durant on the spot.
Way to go,
I-
Durant.
We're definitely gonna say Durant.
We're just going to start
Durant's
calling
our-
him Money.
That's right.
Durant was money.
Do you
So
money?
Durant's not been feeling too well.
I know he's been out sick all week.
And just so you know, he's not faking. I dropped off his keys to him, and I was like,
And you
"Oh."
assumed he was faking from the get-go?
Let's just say I was talking to him through the door. I was not. I didn't want to have any contact with him.
Really?
Yeah.
He was all like sunken eyes and just pale and feverish and all of that.
Yeah, it was. You remember the Wicked Witch of the West?
I do.
Yeah, I
He
think
looked. He was green.
I felt
That's harsh,
like
man.
he had a similar complexion. Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
All right. Well,
And he's
no,
normal-
he honestly didn't look that bad. I'm just.
you know, get
He's
to
a
feeling
jolly
better.
fellow.
You could tell he
normally.
didn't feel.
Hey, I
well.
want you to look on Facebook.
and I hope you
David
get better
Childers
soon.
is David Childers is listening today.
I met him.
He's a wonderful human.
We did an event at North Iredale
Really?
2 days ago.
Oh, you
Really?
did? Did he have
Yeah.
his new
2 days
little
ago?
service dog with
No
him?
kidding.
No, it was the high school, the early education, the college did like it was Constitution Day, so it was Tuesday. Did
Ah.
penny wars where they collect pennies
Oh,
from.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And so we were there
Yeah.
to collect a
Did he have his
check.
new service dog with him?
No, he didn't. But
Okay.
he was I adore him.
Oh, he's great.
Like he was so personable and just I
Yeah, he's a great
love
human.
being in his presence.
I saw him at the
That was the
grocery
first time I
store
met
on
him.
Saturday.
Dave
Yeah.
was the first person to ever take the first veteran ever to take reboot in this county.
Kidding.
Oh,
Almost
really?
8 years
And
ago.
he wrote a book. He
Hmm?
wrote a book.
He wrote a book called God Sent the Dog.
Yep, on
All
Amazon.
the proceeds from the book go to Purple Heart Home.
They do. Yeah.
You can get it on
Yeah.
Amazon.
When his service dog Dita passed away, we did a funeral for Dita.
Oh, that's who that was.
Yeah.
we did a
Yes.
funeral for Dita at Purple Heart Home.
Yeah, I see the photo in
Yep.
Yep.
And he
Conversation.
also has a twin. And by the way, if you meet one of them and you think it's the other, they won't tell you.
No, never. And they just had a birthday. Dave and Don just had a birthday, and they always say this every year on their birthday: is if we had known that we were going to live this long, we would have taken better care of ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Can't we all
That's-
say that?
That's a good
right,
mantra.
right. It is. Yeah, I think it's a Bob Dylan song.
Is-
I don't know. They got it from somewhere, but that's their line. There we go.
Putting the Pieces Back Together continues now. Here are your hosts, John Gallina and Brad Borders, on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. You have been listening to our guest, Leah Gutierrez.
I've been listening
And
to
we
y'all
have
say
been-
my last name.
We have been teasing the wedding story the entire time.
bad.
And so
She's a
I think we
newlywed.
should, she's a newlywed. And you married up, I heard.
I did.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, thank you.
yeah.
There you go, Brad.
What I meant was up in rank because
Oh, yeah.
Leah was enlisted and her new husband is
He's an officer. He's a major now.
That's
Major.
fraternization, young lady.
oh yeah, oh my gosh.
It doesn't
Does the
count
army
now.
know
Oh,
about this?
oh.
Oh.
Yeah, so the whole time we were dating when I was in that process of getting out, but when
Yeah.
I posted pictures, I put like this huge emoji over his face. Like I would even hide his ears and his hairline
right.
because
His
we were-
rank.
his
Uh,
That's
because I
awesome.
mean we weren't in the same brigade or anything, but it's and I was like, someone's gonna say
Yeah,
something,
and so
but
for those that don't know, in the military, there's a strict rule about
enlisted and
enlisted
officers.
and officers
Yes.
having feelings for one another.
Yes, but I was going to retire. So, but the day
Yeah.
after I retired, I exposed him, and everyone's like, "What? Didn't know that was him." I'm
That's-
like, "Oh yeah."
That's my guy. We've been
Is that okay?
dating
Yeah.
illegally.
wow.
It was all on the down.
You know,
low.
I
Like
don't know
2
if the
years at that
statute
time.
of limitations has went out for him. He might could be
It's
No,
that's
I'm
right.
retired. I'm
Well,
out.
the statute of limitations is right next to the statute of
The
limitations.
statute of limitations.
Did I
is just
say
like this.
statute?
Yeah, the statute of limitations holds a big sword.
Yeah.
I want a statue of limitations. Yeah. That's right. So let's hear about the wedding.
I
I
can't
mean, it
wait to
wasn't
hear.
that big of a deal, but I let him choose our entrance song and our exit. It was so small. I mean, it was just like our parents, my parents, his parents,
I
and
didn't
a
even
couple
get
friends.
invited.
No, I sent out like 100 after the fact announcements. But he wanted the Darth Vader's Imperial March.
Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun.
Joe, help us.
Wait, for the out or the
Joe,
in?
can you help us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. all right.
I'm sorry. We should have
Right
done that.
Yeah.
It's a,
But
So when the doors opened, my two little boys walked me down the aisle, David and James, they're 9 and 7. And they walked me down the aisle, and when the doors opened, I had on a Darth Vader mask, and they
No,
had
you
on
didn't.
Yes, you did.
stormtrooper masks.
yeah, yes, you did.
And it had lights on it and everything.
Yeah.
My boys were wearing stormtrooper masks.
It
And,
is. It was.
so you
that
walk
pic-
down the aisle wearing a Darth Vader
I
mask.
And
did.
then-
and what's so funny is like I'm cheesing so big, but no one can see him. It's all fogging up and everything.
It would have been really cool as if, like, as you guys were exchanging vows.
Yeah.
Oh,
There it
listen,
is.
Here it is.
Here comes
And-
the bride.
and here-
Dun, dun,
Oh, it's
dun.
amazing. And then
That's the coolest.
Oh, yeah, let's just leave it going for the rest of the show.
What
We
would have
don't-
been
we-
really
we
cool
don't
was
have to
if
pay
when
royalties,
you
right?
were, when you were doing the vows, you looked at him and said, "You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a
so
traitor."
my vows
Take
did
him
have
away.
my vows did have like Darth Vader references. In
I
it.
am your
But it's
father.
funny, is like he's not one to express himself. So when I asked him to write his vows, so they were so heartfelt. So when I had mine come out, I'd had at the top ditto, and I just folded my vows back.
Oh no!
And everyone was like, "What?" And I was like, "I'm just kidding." But yeah, I was like, the Force is great with this one. I mean, I was like all this Darth Vader stuff.
Wow, that's so sweet.
And then we walked out to the Batman theme song.
The efficient.
Wait, what?
The
Yeah.
efficient should have said, instead of, do you take this woman as do or do not? There is no try.
I don't think like
Yoda
no one
reference.
knew, so I don't even think
You said it was the Batman theme song you
On the
walked out
walk.
to. Which Batman?
the '86 version, the '80s, the early.
Okay.
Oh,
Like-
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
Well, the
Oh,
cartoon
yeah.
one. No, so I guess it was like
Oh,
the
dun,
60s.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
that's the
yeah,
60s,
that is
actually.
not
60s.
the 80s. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
Yeah.
the
Well, I
60s.
mean, I was an '80s child, so I
Who's
was
the
watching
comic
reruns.
/ sci-fi? Is it
My
him?
husband, yeah.
Oh wow.
I honestly thought we were
That's-
gonna walk down the aisle to like the Lord of the Rings theme song or the Hobbit song, and he picked Darth Vader. I was like, "Oh, I got you."
You've got a great
Oh my
sense of
gosh.
humor.
There you go. That was it.
That's it. There's the Batman song.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yeah. it
That's
was
every
great.
man's dream.
Yeah.
That is
That's
there.
a good
I
woman.
think more the Darth Vader than the
You are a
Batman.
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
woman.
but yeah, that's wow. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
believe you
it
did
was
that for your
fun.
husband.
And
I
it's
went
cool
to-
for your kids too, man.
Oh,
to be
they were
walking
really
down with the
happy.
masks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're stormtroopers.
I bet that was a lot
Every
of fun
kid's
for them.
dream
Yeah.
Yeah.
to be a stormtrooper.
Did they get real Real blasters? Did you spring for the real?
No.
You didn't. Oh man.
But our photos do. I'll have to post some photos up, but they do have the stormtrooper
Yeah,
vest
well,
on.
yeah. Give us some of those
I will
photos. We
give
can
you some
throw
of
them in
those
the
photos.
comments on Facebook and YouTube so people
Yeah,
can see
I
them.
think I even have his.
Gives you reason to
expression.
go back and watch again, folks.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And if you're listening on the radio, you're gonna have to go to social media to see these photos.
My
Yeah.
buddy Clayton came into Raiders of the Lost Ark theme. That was really cool. Yeah, the Indiana Jones theme music. That was good.
Oh
Really
yeah,
good.
that's also an epic song there.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
fantastic.
Well, thank you for sharing that story
you're
with
welcome.
us.
Darth. Yeah,
So
Darth Gutierrez.
Darth Gut. I can't
Say it.
even say it now.
So my
Do it.
website
Say it.
is
Her
blind.
name is Leah,
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Princess.
Yeah.
Oh,
Princess
very
Leah.
good.
Leah.
Oh
Rebel
wow!
Lion.
Oh wow! That's,
And we just lost James Earl Jones too, the voice of Darth
I
Hey,
Vader.
did not
thanks,
realize
thanks for
that.
bringing that down.
Wow.
I know,
The
I'm
joy
sorry.
level
So,
down.
yeah,
Sorry.
everybody was having a good time,
Thunder
Brad.
Stealer.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Homes.
Hey, so what is? We're going to shift gears back into tiny homes and Purple Hearts
Yes,
homes.
we
Hey,
could-
what's your vision for the future for these tiny homes? What do you want to see happen?
I would. Right now we're building homes for veteran farms in Camden.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to see organizations come together and build veteran communities.
Yeah.
You know, to have these homes to bring the veterans back together. Because I know coming out of retirement, I had a hard time. Like I did not know what to do with my hands.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you leave the military, you know, you're institutionalized. I say, you know, when to eat, where to eat, you know, what to wear, who to report, like everything. And
It's
it's
like being in prison.
it is, you know, and then when you come out, it's
They pay
almost like
you.
the doors close and they're like, go forth and prosper. And you're
Yep.
like, okay, now
Have a great
what?
life.
Yeah.
Thanks for your service.
And so coming to Purple Heart Homes, I mean, there's like 7 of the guys that work there that I worked with throughout the years. So that having that connection
Mhm.
really helped the transition into civilian life because I was still brass. Like I was.
Yeah, she actually is making the construction workers blush.
Yeah, I do. And so I was like, there's no way I could be a bank teller. But my goal was to like be a librarian where I can just put my headphones in and put books on the shelves. But coming to Purple, I like found my purpose.
Yeah.
And so I do want to see this move further, maybe even go into like the retail side, you know. But I tell people, you know, we never meet every veteran that we're going to help, but we know that these homes are going to veterans. So
Yeah.
the pride and the care that goes into these homes, I mean, we go down to like every detail, you know, to make sure these veterans are taken care of. We don't just put like, we have so many fascinating donors that give us like quality, you know, materials to be able to
Yeah,
put
tell
into
us
these
about.
homes.
We just got a great donation from our friends at DeWalt, I guess.
DeWalt, they
yeah.
gave us
Oh,
a bunch
man,
of
yeah.
tools to use.
Yeah, I mean, like
be
a
able to-
pallet full of cordless hand tool
Yep.
kits and bags and even backpacks to carry tools.
Right.
in.
Well, it's
really cool.
technically Black and Decker, but it's DeWalt Tools. They own that company,
Yep.
and yeah, it was really wonderful to have them out there. And so
Paint a
thank you to them.
picture, like a word picture for our listeners, like what the house, these tiny homes
Oh,
look
so
like.
it's it's a 320, it's a 320, 10 by 32 home. It basically it's all open floor plan because we don't know what most of the veterans, these are going to our World War II or Vietnam
Mhm.
veterans. So it's an open floor plan, just a single bedroom, bathroom. We do provide all the appliances, so they get basically a furnished home.
It's
Yeah.
a full kitchen in there,
Full
right?
kitchen. It's foam insulation, walls and ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean to me that serves 2 purposes: 1, energy efficiency, and 2, sound barrier because
And
we do have
rigidity as well.
yeah, and we have veterans, you know, that
Yeah.
have trouble with sound.
Yeah,
and
it makes
stuff.
the house incredibly strong.
And we just sent one to Mississippi.
Devin and I were
2 weeks
actually
ago.
there for the Mission Complete
Yeah.
with Frankie Dunn.
Yes.
And
Actually, I wasn't there.
were you not there,
No, that was you and Lamar.
Lamar?
It's
I
okay.
do look a lot like Lamar.
Yeah.
The hair.
I don't.
Lamar's aging.
Well, he's got
Lamar's
way
aging
better
a
hair
lot
than
better.
me.
He's aging better.
What was
I-
great about seeing that tiny home in place, this guy was living in basically a tool shed.
Yeah.
After his home burned down, he was a widower, and to
Had
see
strokes.
had a stroke. He's in a wheelchair, limited movability, but on his own property, kept him in his home place.
Yeah.
And this tiny home with a ramp up front, easy access, wide berths in the doorways, it made a huge difference, not just to him, but to his family. I think that's what I've learned in my time here at Purple Heart Homes is what we do.
The impact on everyone.
It's on not just on the veteran, which is our primary purpose, but the family and in seeing the community come together.
Oh, yeah.
To help and serve, and you were playing a big part of that.
And we do try to keep them on their own property because we want them to have familiarity. And, you know, these homes serve two purposes as far as security. One, it gives them the security of a roof over their head.
Right.
And two, it gives them the security of not having to worry about, you know, payment or anything because these homes are free.
Yeah.
You know, and they're secured. They're modular homes, so they're secured to the foundation and tied in the sewer. I mean, they're not your typical tiny home, but they are put on a foundation and given the
stick
water
built
heater.
with the
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Well, Leah,
you.
Gutierrez, Darth Vader, thank you for being on the
Princess
show.
Leah.
Huh?
Princess of
Leah Gutierrez.
Yeah.
Glenn, thank you for being on the show.
My
It's
pleasure.
been a great. Devin, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for being here,
It's going to
Brad.
be great. Hey, y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you
And
next week.
thank you for Miss Giggles
oh, and Miss
as well.
Tammy.
Yeah.
Come on, Brad.
Hey,
And thank all of you for listening. We'll see.
You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, brought to you by Purple Heart Homes. Please consider making a donation to this worthwhile cause dedicated to improving the lives of veterans one home at a time by visiting purplehearthomesusa.org. Join us again next Thursday at 3 p.m. for Putting the Pieces Back Together on WSIC News Talk Now.
Serving you